Hello again. All right, so this section is dedicated to word problems involving linear equations and linear relations. And we're just going to go through a few examples. All right, first one, let's do a quick review. First is we want to graph 2x minus y plus 3 equal to 0. And that's a question, and then based on that, then we have to come up with all the components of that and then be able to graph it properly. So let's go ahead and do that. So remember, the first is to graph. Makes sense to put everything into a slope-intercept form. So you know how to do that. Let's rearrange and then do that and come back. When you rearrange the equation and solve for y, this is what you will get. Y equals 2x plus 3. Okay, and in this case, so what is the slope? Slope is 2 or 2 over 1. What is your b or y-intercept? Y-intercept is 3 or 0 comma 3. That's your y-intercept. All right, now that we have that, we can go ahead and graph. We're going to start with the y-intercept 0, 3. Once I have that plotted, then I'm going to use the slope. The slope is 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up to 1, 2 over 1. That's the next point. Up 2 over 1. That's the next point. Up 2 over 1. That's the next point. And I can actually go the other way. Down 2 over 1. That's another point. And so forth, so on. And then draw a straight line using a ruler or straight edge. All right. So here it is. We got 4 points. And then straight line right through all the 4 points. So now that we have that set up like that, we already answered actually question B, because the only way you can graph this accurately and fast is that you change the general form into the slope-intercept form, and then you can graph that. So here it is. The next piece is determine we already got the slope, we already have the y-intercept, but x-intercept. What is x-intercept? Now I want to do this algebraically. Now you can say, oh, that's the y-intercept, x-intercept, but you actually don't know what that is exactly. We need to know exactly what it is without any approximation. So remember, to get the x-intercept, you set y value equal to 0, and then you solve the equation. Solve the equation for x. So let's go ahead and do that. Now it's important to use the original equation even if it's written in a general form, because that way, in case if you made a mistake of transforming the general form into standard form, to the slope-intercept form, then you're not going to continue with the same mistake. So we're going to use the original. So in here we're going to set y equal to 0, so this would be 2x minus 0 plus 3 equals to 0. 2x plus 3 equals to 0, and then we have to solve for x, and you know how to do that quickly. So subtract from both sides, subtract 3, and then the last piece, divide both sides by 2, the coefficient of x, and you will end up getting negative 3 over 2. That is the x-intercept. And if you go to the graph, you'll notice that that's pretty much, that is negative 1.5. That's what that is. Okay, now write it in a coordinate, as a coordinate form, and the coordinate form of that is minus 3/2 comma 0, and that would be it. So let's go ahead and add a couple more questions, and it's just the questions that are related. So in this case, we want to come up with an equation that is parallel, equation of a line that is parallel to the original and the perpendicular line that is related to the original graph. But because we have already created the slope-intercept form, y equal 2x plus 3, so we know what that is. So let's write the original. So that as y equals a 2x plus 3. That was the original line. All right, to find the parallel to this line, so ML1, the slope must be the same. So if that's 2, ML2 must be 2. And basically now you can easily just write y equals the same slope, 2x, and in this case now you change the y-intercept. Let's call it -1. You can say y equal to 2x plus 2. You can say y equal to 2x alone. Any of these will work, and more, billions of more. Okay, so you can come up with any ones that you want. Perpendicular lines, remember that the slopes ML1 must be equal to -1 over ML2. So the slope are negative reciprocal of each other, or when you multiply them, you get -1. So if ML1 is 2, or 2 over 1, so ML2 is, first of all, do the reciprocal. Reciprocal of 2 over 1 is 1 over 2, and then you have to put a negative in front. Great. Now that we have that, so y equals -1/2 x, and now you can change the y-intercept. You can just leave it alone, y-intercept 0. I don't have to put anything in there. Or you can come up with another one, -1/2 x plus 1, or however many you want to come up with. All right?